start with, I did a classic 10 card cross, fairly classic. So, what covers you is the Ace of Potions. And this is one, I got this new nail polish. Look how cute that is. Anyway, the Ace of Potions. This is a new emotional enterprise, a new love possibility, a new creative possibility, a new emotional endeavor, something along those lines. Like, this is in your energy. There's something brand new occurring, and it's got a lot of promise. So what's crossing you for good or bad is the 10 of candles. Now, potions is cups and candles is wands. And so the 10 of wands is when you are like carrying the burden of everything. And when it's crossed this way, where it's like sideways, it's like both carrying the burden of everything and feeling like the burden has been released. And so that's the positive and negative of this situation, is that there's this really heavy burden that is tied into passion and tied in maybe to career, or tied into motivation, something that drives you forward. That's what wands represents. And you've been carrying this huge bundle and this burden, and it's kind of crossing you for good or bad, like how that burden is being carried and handled. This is under the surface, or what, like the basis of the situation, what's happening under the subconscious. And it's the Queen of Presents, which is traditionally the Queen of Pentacles, and it's reversed. And what this indicates is that there's a moving away from a more domestic direction. So the Queen of Pentacles upright is like, she's the domestic queen. And when she's reversed like this, like maybe she doesn't have her shit on lock. Maybe she's not domestically inclined, or maybe she's stepping away from that sort of maternal, matriarchal, emotional feeling that she sort of represents. And so this is sort of what's bubbling under the surface. There's also potentially like emotional, like hardship tied in with like finances and resources, because presents are always resources. Well, pentacles are always resources, and thus presents. In the past, your process of leaving is the Emperor. And this card represents like a little bit, he represents like the man, you know what I mean? Like, and he kind of represents, well, there's a saying tied to him. The cost of, or the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. Like, he has his land, he owns his shit, he knows what he's doing. I mean, it's literally Santa Claus from Nightmare Before Christmas. Like, he's got his job, he knows what it is, he does it, and he runs things. And that's what the Emperor is. And this position is the past or process of leaving. So this could be like a job, this could be a feeling, this could be a person that's embodying that kind of energy, or this could just be a state of mind. Now, the next one is what's before you. And this is what's in your immediate future. And this is the Fool. And this is leaping blindly into something with a faith, with the blind faith of Jack walking through the woods while he's sleeping. Like, this card is representative of you moving forward in a stage where you're going to do something, and it's going to be with blind faith and abandon, whatever it is. And you're going to walk into it like with this feeling that it's going to be okay, and it's going to work out in your favor, because it's kind of what the Fool represents, is that sort of like idealistic expectation that things are going to go well for you. He could have died. Like, what if the tree hadn't been Christmas land on the other side? But he had the faith that it was going to be good. So what crowns you and could come into being, or is above the surface, is this, the Six of Needles. Now, needles is swords. And the Six of Swords is traditionally the sailing through difficulty card. It's like the idea that even though things are really rough and there's a lot going on, you're going to be able to work through and patch yourself up. I think Sally in this card is actually really, really good, because she represents like when things rip you apart, being able to put yourself back together. And that's what the Six of Swords really is about. So next is you in the situation. And this is the Three of Candles. And again, candles is wands. So this is the Three of Wands. And this is like, you are in a foundational place. You are in a place where you are building your foundation, you're figuring out your drive and your passion, and you're attempting to put that energy forward. You are trying to motivate and manifest what you want. And that's what this three represents to me. The thoughts and feelings of others around you, This is the Five of Needles. So here we have the Five of Swords. And that to me is that there is a feeling around you of contention, of a little bit of battling, of coming out victorious, but at what cost? Like, the Five of Swords is definitely like, you might have won this, but did you? So I think that that's interesting. It's definitely kind of a dangerous sort of card, though. And this is how other people are feeling around you, or something going on around you, is this energy of maybe a battle or contention. Your hopes and fears. The Devil. Major Arcana card. We love it that it's Oogie Boogie. This is your chains, lady. This is what chains you to your sins. What are your sins? What are your things that scare you? This is those fears. This devil is representative of that, those fears, those sins, in essence. Like, what are the things what are your materialistic qualities? Where are your things? And that's what he represents, whatever your chains are and what they're linked to. Now, the outcome is the Two of Potions reversed. So this is like maybe not the nicest outcome in the whole wide world, because this is kind of an outcome that says, like, it could be a breakup, could be a severance of a friendship or a partnership. It's not necessarily those things. It could also be a severance of a different kind of emotional connect, but there's some kind of separation. Also could be delay. When it's an outcome, I always would prefer to think of things as being like a delayed or reversed, because there's something holding it from and preventing it from happening. So it also could be that whatever this adventure is, because this card is directly linked to that card, this adventure may lead to a change in the way that things are handled emotionally currently. Or it's not necessarily partnership, but the Two of Potions definitely represents like two things working together in tandem, traditionally two people working together in tandem. So, but it's definitely like cups is emotions. And yeah, so that's your outcome, which, yeah, so like there's your reading. It's kind of a little bit all over the place, but yeah, watch this. Let me know what you think.